It was a quiet Saturday morning in Maplewood, a small suburban town where everyone seemed to know everyone else. The sun filtered through the blinds, painting the living room in golden streaks. Sarah Whitfield, a 42-year-old schoolteacher, sat with a steaming cup of coffee, flipping through a book she had been trying to finish for months. Her life had been a mixture of ordinary and unexpected, ever since she remarried after the loss of her first husband. Her husband, Daniel, was a kind and hard-working architect who had a teenage son, Ryan, from his previous marriage. Ryan had just turned 17 and was in his final year of high school. Sarah had been in his life for nearly 5 years, and while they weren't related by blood, they had grown close in their own unique way. She respected his space as a teenager, and he, in turn, showed her kindness and respect. That morning, Ryan walked into the living room, his backpack slung over one shoulder. His face carried a serious expression that Sarah noticed immediately. "Hey, Ryan," she said with a warm smile. "You're up early for a Saturday." Ryan hesitated before replying, "Yeah. I need to talk to you about something important." Sarah put her coffee mug down, giving him her full attention. "Of course. What's on your mind?" He shifted uncomfortably, clearly nervous about what he was about to say. "I know you and Dad do a lot for me, and I don't usually ask for much. But I need your help with something really big." Sarah's heart skipped. His tone wasn't the usual casual teenager request for money, car keys, or new sneakers. This was different. "Go on," she said gently. Ryan took a deep breath. "I want to apply for an art scholarship, but the deadline is coming up in 2 weeks. The thing is, I've been hiding my paintings in the garage because I didn't think anyone would understand. I need your help to put everything together before it's too late." Sarah blinked in surprise. "Ryan, you paint?" He nodded, looking almost ashamed. "Yeah. I started during quarantine, and it became something I love. But I never told anyone because I thought Dad would think it was a waste of time." Sarah felt a rush of emotions, shock, pride, and even guilt for not noticing his hidden passion. She stood and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Ryan, I can't believe you kept this from us. But I'm so glad you told me. Of course I'll help you." That was the start of an emotional journey neither of them expected. Over the next week, Sarah became Ryan's biggest supporter. She spent hours with him in the garage, looking through dozens of canvases that revealed his inner world: portraits, landscapes, abstract art filled with raw emotion. Sarah realized he had a genuine gift, one that deserved recognition. But their secret project wasn't without obstacles. Daniel, who valued practical careers, discovered them late one evening. "What's going on here?" he asked, staring at the spread of paintings. Ryan froze, but Sarah stepped in. "Ryan is applying for an art scholarship. He needs our support." Daniel frowned. "Art? That won't pay the bills. He should focus on college for something stable, like engineering." Ryan's face fell, but Sarah held firm. "Daniel, don't you see? He has talent. He deserves the chance to try." The tension in the garage was thick, but Sarah refused to let Ryan's dream be dismissed. For the first time, she felt the true weight of being in his corner, not just as a step-parent figure, but as someone who believed in him when it mattered most. That night, Ryan knocked softly on Sarah's door. "Thanks for standing up for me," he said quietly. "No one ever has, not like that." Sarah smiled. "That's what family does, Ryan. We fight for each other." In the days that followed, Sarah helped him photograph his best pieces, write an artist's statement, and prepare his portfolio. Each night, she saw more of his world, his struggles, his inspirations, even his grief from his parents' divorce, which he had hidden behind a calm teenage facade. One painting stood out to her, a portrait of his father, Daniel, sitting in his study, surrounded by unfinished blueprints. The detail was haunting, capturing both pride and loneliness in Daniel's expression. "Did Dad ever see this?" Sarah asked. "No," Ryan admitted. "It's how I see him. He works so hard, but sometimes I think he feels trapped. I didn't want him to think I was judging him." Sarah's heart ached. She realized Ryan's art wasn't just about colors and brushes, it was his way of communicating the feelings he couldn't put into words. On the day of submission, Sarah drove Ryan to the Art Institute downtown. He carried his portfolio nervously, his hands trembling. "What if they don't like it?" he asked. "Ryan," Sarah said firmly, "it's not about whether they like it. It's about showing the world who you are. That takes courage, and you already have that." When they returned home, Daniel was waiting. He had clearly been thinking about their argument. "Ryan," he said, "I looked at your paintings again. I was wrong. You're talented. If this is what you want, I'll support you too." The relief on Ryan's face was undeniable. For the first time in a long while, the three of them felt like a real family. Weeks later, the acceptance letter arrived. Ryan had been awarded a partial scholarship to the art program. He was overjoyed, hugging Sarah tightly before running to call his friends. Daniel turned to Sarah, his voice softer than usual. "You were right. Thank you for believing in him when I didn't." Sarah smiled, tears in her eyes. That's what being a family means, lifting each other up. And in that moment, Sarah knew that Ryan's shocking request wasn't just about art. It was about trust, courage, and the power of being heard. It was the kind of request that could change the course of a life, and it had.